How's it going, everybody? Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all those who celebrate. You are watching the Sick Podcast Recruits Draftcast Habs edition. Our Sunday shows are always dedicated to the Habs. We are going to have our Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week. We got a few honorable mentions because the Habs prospects were lighting it up this week. And we might as well take a look at the 4-1 win over the Ottawa Senators yet last night. Lots to discuss, so let's not waste any more time, Grant. Let's get into it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to the Sick Podcast. Recruits Draftcast.
With our first pick in the 2022 NHL Draft, les Canadiens de Montréal sont fiers de repêcher from the Slovakian national team and TPS Turku, Juraj Slafkovsky.
The sickest NHL draft and scouting podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Producer Shane here, joined as always by the magnificent Grant McCagg. Grant, how are we feeling today?
Hey, Slovakian from the Slovakian national team. Got 2 assists last night. Looking good.
Yep.
How many points does Ryder have any points yet, Shane? Do you know?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. The other Shane.
Yeah. We'll keep it at that. We'll keep it at that. The death there. Anyways, Grant, it's Canadian Thanksgiving here, so I wanted to ask you, what are you thankful for right now?
Oh boy, I'm thankful that I cover the Montreal Canadiens and the NHL draft for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to pinch myself every now and then and just, okay, the money's not rolling in or anything like that, but I couldn't be doing anything else that I enjoy more as a vocation. So, vacation, I guess you could say. I'm really thankful that for a living, I get to do what I love best. So count my blessings for that. And good health for families in pretty good health. Mom's still, she's in her late 80s now and, still living on her own and still, I think she's got lots of tread left on the tires yet. So thankful for that. There's a lot of things I could spend a whole show going over things that I'm thankful for. So it's good on this day to remember those things. And what about yourself, Shane?
Absolutely. Well, likewise, lots to be thankful for. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the Cavaleros for giving us this platform, this show, which has been amazing to be a part of. I'm thankful for everybody watching, supporting us in the comments. You guys are the best. Truly amazing, smart hockey fans. We attract the smartest ones, Grant. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm also thankful for the man speaking in the intro because he's brought us a heck of a hockey team, and it's just the beginning. Again, lots to be thankful for right now if you're a Habs fan. Lots to be happy about. The Habs beat the Ottawa Senators for the first time in 9 games. They had lost the last 9, so the first time in 10 games, let's say. Crazy stuff, but in dominant fashion, 4-1. Sens were never in it. This was a pure hockey win, not like, the game in Toronto. They got outshot. They got dominated. Got out the win because of Sam Montembeault. Fantastic again yesterday. But last night was a true team effort led by none other than Cole Caulfield, Lane Hutson, Caden Gooley, Juraj Slafkovsky, as you mentioned. The young guys are taking over. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see, and it's just the beginning. So why don't we take a look at some of the highlights from yesterday, and we can dissect a bit of the game. Let's do that. Bing.
I think it's safe to say his shoulder surgery, he's fully recuperated.
He's feeling all right.
We saw that 2 years ago, but how often, Shane, did we see that shot last year? Not, it just didn't quite have the same shot. And then, there's Emil's nice first goal.
Oh, yeah.
He smoked it. He can, He's making a case for himself. I threw that in there. I thought that was cool. The little pat for Lane.
Yeah.
Nice shots, all of these, though. Like, they're going to snipe some nice goals this year. And then, of course, Susie gets his first point, finally. He's been playing well, though. I mean, up against all those. He plays against the top lines, and they all been really good. And he's been really paying attention to the defensive side of things. And even in games where he doesn't produce, Suzuki's still a great player and doing lots of stuff away from the puck that people don't always necessarily notice. But it's funny what I got thinking, Spartacat, I guess, only has 9 lives, right? I thought of that later. I thought of that at the start of this podcast, and thinking, that should have been my lead. For my article.
It's a good one.
It is, and I messed up. I didn't think of it in time, but anyway,
it's a good article nonetheless. It's a great article, right?
Oh, thanks.
It's a great article, and you can check it out on the Sick Podcast website. Okay, so go check out Grant's articles. He writes great stuff after every game. Right, he breaks it down. I read that article. It was fantastic, Grant. The title is good nonetheless, but the viewers can have like a secondary title now. It's like, okay, that's pretty good too.
But loved a lot of things about the game. All the young guys, I really think that Canadians are going to surprise a lot of people this year. They really are. I think they're going to stay in the race before Laine is ready. And then when Laine comes in, it's exactly what they need. And it'll be a huge boost. The Bell Center is absolutely going to be rocking.
Oh, wow.
Like they're the sixth man, the seventh man out there. They really are. And you heard how loud they got last night when this team starts having some success with all the young talent, with all the young players that look like they're going to be stars. It's going to be rocking louder than it has since it was built, since the Forum in the 70s. It's going to be, this group has that potential to be the next great Habs team. And it's 40 plus years. It's been a long wait, but for us guys old enough to remember the last time that they had a team at the top for a full decade. I guess it was worth the wait, you could say.
Yeah, that's it. No, I mean, the closest I've come to were, the 2014-15 seasons when, the Habs were consistently good going in the playoffs and all that. And I got to attend some playoff games. Unbelievable atmosphere, but it's been too long. It's been way too long. And the fans here, they're yearning for it. They need it, and it's coming. It's actually coming. We see it in front of our eyes. It's there. So there's a ton to be excited about.
Well, Lane Hutson, it just I think it goes without saying that he's the real deal. And I think you got to, at this point, you got to say that he's the Calder favorite. And if he keeps playing like this, he's going to win it going away.
Yeah.
9 defensemen in league history has scored 60 points as a rookie. I think that's fully achievable for him. He's doing this without being on the first power play, and that's going to come.
Oh, for sure. He's going to take it
very soon, I think. I'm just thinking like him on the first power play. As things go along here, Struble, Mailloux, the third pairing. I think they could be fantastic. They were great together they already have a history playing together in Laval. Don't forget last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's an upgrade over Jack-Eye and Barron. Jack-Eye can still get in and
rotation,
he can be the rotation. But and then Laine comes back. and they, there's that much more excitement built, not only for the fan base, but for the team too, because they'll feel it, and they'll be that much more confident, got back another sniper. I think Caulfield's well on his way to a 40 goal, maybe a 50 goal season. He's got his shot back. Like, it was just missing a little bit of something last year. And hey, you get major shoulder surgery, it takes a while. It's like a knee. You know how often it takes 2 years for a guy to really fully get back from a knee surgery? I think for major shoulder surgery for a shooter, it's like a skater with the knee injury. It takes it's so important. Well, his shot is his bread and butter, right? So, I think, especially when they start having Hutson playing on the first power play and feeding Caulfield. Wow. I do notice. Do you notice how often that they get Hutson out with
5-on-5? Yeah,
with the first line.
Yep.
They make a point of it quite a bit. And it's pretty amazing that a 162-pound rookie defenseman is averaging like 20 minutes a game in his first. But it just goes to show you that they see what we see. He's just, with the puck, he's a wizard. You can't check him. How often has he been checked? He has the puck more than anybody else. And he gets checked less than anybody else. So it's uncanny. It's funny. I should have got that clip of Tkachuk doing because that was pretty funny. Did you see that?
Oh, I did. Yeah. It's all over Twitter. And I mean, one of my favorite, tidbits of last night's game was Hutson dancing on the blue line, Tkachuk on his ass. Hutson just swerved him, right? Tkachuk did nothing, and that led to Newhook's goal. So, it's just his elusiveness is already elite. Like, it's beyond elite. Like, NHL veterans, guys who are power forwards, aren't able to even counter him. Like, it's unbelievable. No. Everybody's saying that, it's not going to translate to the NHL level. He's too small. It's not going to work. They all look like fools now. We knew. Well, we knew, but
and his skills coach, who we had on Friday, Kim, like saying his skating is he's just too quick for people. Yeah. The edges and the quickness. Like Tkachuk there tried to catch him one, and he just and back. Like they never catch him in tight spaces when he takes off.
No.
So, like he's got Adam Fox's IQ and elusiveness, but he's even quicker. Like he's a quicker skater. So, and on top of that, I think he might even maybe even sees the ice a little better. And that's Adam Fox is
it's a Norris winner right there.
Well, he's great. So no, what you see how Quinn Hughes and Kel McCarr were kind of like the final pieces to make Vancouver and Colorado very good teams.
Yeah,
I think that Hutson is that piece for the Canadiens that will make them a very top of the league team, and sooner than those two. Like, he's gonna produce more than McCarr and Hughes did as rookies. I think it's obvious that we're looking at a special talent here, and Canadian fans are so lucky that we got him at 62 overall in the draft. 62. It's he may end up being one of the top 5 players or top 2 players or top 3 players from his draft class.
How about that?
That's pretty special.
Oh man, we could talk hours about Lane. He is truly, like, he's different. He's different. Me personally, okay, the closest thing I've seen to that in a Habs jersey was PK Subban, and they're not exactly comparable players, right? Subban was electric. He had the moves and all that, but Lane is he's surgical. You know what I mean? His lateral movements, the space creation, the offensive rushes, could go on and on. Like, as a rookie, this guy's played 5 games in the NHL, 6 points already, and anyways,
he sees the ice better than PK did. He's a better passer than PK. He's more elusive. You know, he's not as big, and he's not going to lay those hits, the bum hits that PK used to do and stuff like that. But offensively, he's a step above PK even, and that's exciting for Habs fans. Big
time. Anyways, we'll leave that at that, because we're going to talk about Lane the entire season. He's going to keep doing his thing, and like you say, he's going to be in the Calder race. Right now, he's obviously the front runner. Stankoven's having a good time right now, but aside from that, Michkov, no point. Celebrini's injured. Not a whole lot of contention. So, again, 3 games into the season. We'll see further down, but right now, 4 points in 3 games. Not too shabby.
Yeah, he's doing better. He's doing better than Askarov, that's for sure.
He got a shutout yesterday. He got a shutout, but in the AHL, there's that. There's that. Yeah. No, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Okay. Speaking of, the Habs decor is not just Lane Hutson, right? You got David Reinbacher, who's injured right now. Hopefully next year he comes back with the pop. Caden Gooley's been fantastic. Yeah. There's another gentleman in the AHL by the name of Logan Mailloux, and he is this week's Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week.
Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week.
All right. And of course, our Insta Customs Habs Prospect of the Week is brought to you by Insta Customs. They are the highest rated apparel print shop in all of Canada at 4.9 Google stars. They specialize in direct to garment printing and embroidery, located just minutes away from the Bell Center on Rue Stanley in Montreal. Visit their website at instacustoms.com. Well, we talk about Lane Hutson, 4 points in 3 games. Logan Mailloux put up 4 points in 1 game. Let's take a look at that.
Yes, sir. I had a look at the this is the opening. I wanted to show this first. Like, what kind of producing is that? Now watch. And it show and then they show it at the end.
Oh my God.
The whole play was on, and they cut to the guy in the penalty box for the whole shift. It was amazing. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there. It's pretty funny. Yeah, these are all the highlights from first game of the season against Providence. Mailloux just the tandem of Mailloux and Engstrom just dominated. Now there was a nice pass. You know, he joined the rush a few times, and every time he did. But you can see that he when he gets the puck in the defensive zone, he's really difficult to contain, whether it be his speed, his puck protection, using his size, what have you. He's excellent at getting the puck out of the zone because he's really hard to check. But I think his all-round game is just really evolved as a pro. He takes out, like here you can see from these highlights that he's physical. He's hard to beat one-on-one. Good along the boards. Again, his skating for a 6'3" guy is
impressive.
It really is excellent. And then you know, I just love how he gets the puck out of danger. Again, he's got some, you know, maybe he's been watching Lane or whatever, but he's got some elusiveness. And again, here, just powers around the guy, uses the size and reach to just, and then skating as well to just, oh, no, I'm going around you and you can't stop me. He is in the wrong league.
Yeah.
And I get why, because Barron, they don't want to lose him. Much like Primo last year, the start of the year, they don't want to lose him on waivers. But I would not be surprised if Kent's making some phone calls and saying, you know, yeah, I don't know if Justin has a lot of value right now, but I mean, he's a right-handed defenseman. He's young. I thought he played. Other than that bad penalty that he got last night, I didn't think Barron was bad. So certainly if there's pro scouts in looking at the games, there's some value there. But I think Mailloux right now is better than Barron. He just brings other qualities. But that pairing of him and Engstrom, the first game, it was, there was where he joined the rush. Unfortunately, they switched cameras at the last second. Like the director of this telecast was not very proficient. The guy's coming down on the net, and he, let's switch to the back camera here, and you don't really see the goal. But you'll notice a lot of these are good plays that he made with the puck in his own zone, and that's so important for a pro defenseman because 8/10 of the time when the defenseman has the puck, it's in his own zone, right? Getting the puck, retrieving pucks, and you have to be not making mistakes and making the right decisions. And what I've really been impressed with from him right from training camp, here's the goal, is just how, check out the whoop whoop here. And then the backhand. That backhand, that's Crosby. That's a Crosby-like backhand. Like, not only, like, for him to put it in the far side, but the speed that he had, like how hard of a backhand that was and accurate, that was a Crosby right in the, like, that level of backhand. He's strong. Like, he's got we haven't seen it a lot yet at the pro level, but he's got a rocket of a wrist shot even from the point. In London, you saw it often. He could just rip it. So he's got one of the hardest shots in hockey. He's I think he's ready defensively to play in the NHL. He's certainly ready offensively to play in the NHL. I thought at camp that he concentrated on the defensive end of things and didn't. But we see when he gets back to Laval just how much confidence he has, right? To join the rush, to be the guy offensively. That eventually will be the case in the NHL too. But I think he didn't want to make mistakes. He wanted to prove to the coaching staff that, he is good enough defensively, and I think he did that in the preseason. But the numbers, he could go down, Barron couldn't, so they kept Barron for now. And Barron hasn't been terrible, but I really do think the Canadiens they stay in the race here, and they're going to need every edge they can get if they don't fall back and they're in last place, and then they say, well, okay, let's not lose the Barron asset. Well, I don't see that happening. I think they're going to be in contention, and I think that Mailloux gives you the better chance to win. And at some point, they're going to have to make that decision to either try to send Justin down for a little more seasoning in the AHL, or look at dealing him and getting an asset for him back. And that's nothing against Justin Barron.
It's just because Logan's that good.
Well, he might be the best. He might be the best defense prospect from his draft class. And again, the same can be said for both Gooley and Hutson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, again, that's bodes so well for the Canadiens' future. But I also think that the future is now. Like, the young guys are, you can see they think they can beat anybody. And I think Nick Suzuki, did you hear that quote from him the other day, saying, like, we think we can beat anybody? So that's the right attitude. And when you've got that attitude and that confidence and belief, it can take you. I am reminded a lot of the New Jersey team from 2 years ago. Now, I don't think they're going to have a 48, 49 point improvement, but I think that they can be that team this year that just makes that big jump and surprises everyone.
Well, if Sam Montembeault continues to be a
that's it.
A 980 goaltender.
Well,
they're gonna win just about every game. Yeah.
Like if he's better than the guy at the other end, 80% of the time, they're gonna win. 60% of their games against other teams when he's in net, and he might play 70 games. The way things are going right now, they're not going to. I bet you he, other than back-to-backs, he's in the net.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We'll keep it at that. But it's interesting. You look at the AHL website. You look at the leading point scorers, and this is what we see. Number one, Logan
last
Mailloux,
night,
4 points
I
in
posted,
2 games.
Yeah. Sorry, I posted that last night because I thought, you know what, I think those two might be 1-2 right now, and I went to the website and
Sure enough.
Okay,
Sure enough.
I mean, last year at this time, at the start of the year, I recall Joshua Waugh was leading for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season at the top, which was pretty cool. I mean, Mesar, hey, you gotta, for a rookie, just like Roy last year, to come in and it's early, it's 2 games, blah blah blah, but he's looked good, and I think we might have something. Is that up next?
We sure do, because he is our first honorable mention. The second, or tied for first in the AHL in points after 2 games. It's Filip Mesar. Let's have a look at him.
Sure. Here's his goal. I like how he tucked her in there. Nice. I wish they would have had better like the replays that show really that. I love that. Can you roll it back there, Shane? Is that possible? First of all, how he got there, and then the spin around.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful. And then Trudeau. I love the goal by Trudeau.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And this is a smart play too. He just over here gets it back again, and then ding. He's a really good playmaker. Of course, that was Logan's great goal. Here was last night. He assisted again, winning a puck battle, right? You like to see it. Got the puck, got it up to the guy. He's skating really well. I think he worked on his skating not that it was poor before, but I think it's even better. Yeah, one more level up. And he got to be encouraged that he got off to that great start. It's funny, if I recall, the 2 years in Kitchener, I think he scored like 2 or 3 points the first game, and then last year he did the same thing. Now it just seems like his first game of the year, he put some points up. In fact, I remember that for sure. He had like 2 or 3 points, and you're thinking, he's going to score 150 points this year, right? But he gets off the good starts, and that's never a bad thing. Better than going 20 games without a point or whatever. So, but he's been he's a little disappointed last year. Maybe we, as a first round pick, kind of maybe thought we'd get a little more from him, but hey, he had 11 assists in the playoffs last year for Kitchener. He's leading the AHL in assists to start the season this year. He's a skilled, fast playmaker, is what I would, and that's not a bad thing. He's jumped ahead of Farrell, it's safe to say, in the pecking order where he's supposed to be. I mean, Farrell was a 5th round pick, and he was a first, so that's not a surprise. And I got to honorably mention Filip Mesar.
Absolutely. And I know some people are giving up on him way too early, in my opinion, but let him cook. Let him be in Laval. He's going to take more time to develop. He's not going to be like Slav, where he's there. And Slav took some time as well, but I'm not worried about Phil. I think he's going to do well in Laval this year. If he needs to go back again next year, so be it. he's an interesting prospect. He's an interesting asset for the future of the team. I'm excited to see what he can do, and so far has not disappointed. Disappointed.
That rookie line well, it's not. I guess Jared Davidson's not a rookie, but the kid line looks good. They're fast, and I think they're going to create some havoc. If that's your third line in Laval, that's a really good. That's really good, and Laval is quick. They're a good team. I think Pascal Vincent, they've got some structure there. They're looking good. Engstrom, Mailloux looks like they're going to be a dynamite defense pairing for however long that they're together. Trudeau, he looks great. Witherspoon, like that's a good second pairing. Hayes didn't even play the first game, and I thought he looked really good in camp at the NHL level. So it shows you the depth. And then Lindstrom, they got
he's coming over. It's true. Yeah.
So there's they're gonna be okay without Reinbacher, even though it hurts, and it hurts him more than anything, especially. But they'll be okay. They've got more than enough pieces on defense to be a playoff team this year. That's
it. Now, hopefully, Vincent Arsenault can give some fighting tips to Luke Tuck, because he got fed. Luke's one of our friends. He a friend of the show, right? But woof. Love the effort. Love the intent.
Whoa.
College guys' first fights usually don't go too well. So hopefully, Vincent Arsenault, he's a seasoned veteran. He's been in more than a few fights. Hopefully, he can give Luke some tips, because oh boy.
Well, yeah, he's tough. You can tell.
Exactly. He can
he's
eat
willing.
a punch. Yeah.
He's willing, and he's tough, and he's big. He's just inexperienced. It's
exactly.
Slaff's in the same boat, right? So let these guys, get Arbor out there on the ice with them and showing them a few tips too. Sorry, who? Vincent who?
Vincent Arsenault. He was one of the free agent signings.
Over the summer there. Okay.
I don't think he played. I don't think he's played yet, but he's a part of the.
He played
part
the first
of the Rocket
game
there.
Actually against Providence.
Okay, he did. Yeah. He can chuck him.
Okay.
I think that'll be one of his off ice assignments. Teach Luke how to fight. Grant, we're not done yet. We're not done. We're 32 minutes in, and we're not done because Habs prospects decided to have a heck of a week this weekend. Let's take a trip down to the NCAA for this one, because Jacob Fowler had his first start of the season. And of course, he had a shutout. So let's have a look at that.
Yeah, he's got great pads, and I love his lateral movement from side to side. I'm not going to pretend that I'm a goalie expert, because I never do profess that, but Michigan State's a strong team, and he shut them out to start the year, which is pretty impressive. Didn't have as good a night last night. Let in 4, and they lost 4-3. But again, Michigan State's a good team. So the fact that he was able to shut them out at all in one of the 2 games, and this was in Michigan State, right? So look at that save. He's just got such great pads. Like, he gets his pads over. You're not beating him low. You just aren't. He does the butterfly just really, really quick. He's excellent butterfly technique. And when he stretches out there, he covers both sides with his pads. It's just impossible to beat him along the ice, I think. But this was his positioning is always sound. You don't you got to love that he's not all over. He's in position to make the save, out of his net, cutting down the angle, and he doesn't give up rebounds. Like, he eats it up. It's very rare that he gives a juicy rebound up, and that's half the battle. But it was actually, it was strange to see him let in 4 goals last night. I'm looking at it. Oh, did they start the other guy? Because Michigan State had 4 goals in first 30 minutes or something like that, which that's rare for Fowler, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays rare. But so 4 goals against on the weekend against a really good Michigan State team, and in Michigan State was that's great that he got that shutout. And you have to, I mean, he's the real deal. You hear lots of guys talking about him. Again, Kim,
yeah.
Go watch that podcast if you didn't see it there. It's pretty good. He talks about Hutson and Luke and Fowler, and has some great things to say. But he said, hopefully he's not as good against us this year as he was last year.
No, look, I'm not a goalie expert by any means either, but just looking at him, he exudes calmness. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a sense of like security. And I played defenseman. I was a defenseman for about 10 years. And when I know that my goalie is locked in, like I can trust my goalie, it's freeing. There's something in the subconscious that plays a part into this. And I know for a fact that his presence helps his entire team, not just the saves, right? But just being there, knowing that you can count on your goalie. He's going to make the big save. That's huge. That is a huge boost for the team. And man, again, we keep talking about these guys coming up. Like Sam Montembeault is already good. You got Jacob Fowler in the pipeline who's doing this. It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. And why don't we stay in the NCAA?
Sure.
Because there's another guy, not at Michigan State, but at Michigan University, by the name of Michael Hage, who was our Insta Customs Habs prospect of the week last week, who just keeps trucking along. This kid's on fire right now. So let's have a look at that.
Yeah. Well,
tip.
Nice tip right in front of the net.
Beautiful.
Again, I'd love to have seen a better highlight. Look at that, eh? There was a highlight out there. Unfortunately, Instat doesn't show it, but great pick off here, and then brings it in, and then boom. I don't know if you saw the highlights from that game or watched it, but Michigan was up 3-1 with 56 seconds left. ASU scored a goal to make it 3-2, and then Cullen Potter came in. He's a draft eligible guy, and took a wrist shot from between the blue line and center ice 12 seconds later, and beat the Michigan goalie to tie the game. And then they won it in the shootout. So down 3-1 with less than a minute left, scored one, and then 12 seconds later scored on a wrister from almost from center. So it was quite a freaky ending to the game, put it that way. And Michigan will be a little disappointed because Hager should have had the game winner or the insurance goal. I thought that Michigan was winning it, but that's college hockey, man. It was in Mullet Arena there. I call it Mullet, and it, where the Coyotes played last year, and it's a fun atmosphere. But the fans went nuts, and it was fun, but not for Hage and Michigan, obviously.
Well, worth acknowledging nonetheless, even though his team blew it. He gave them a chance, right? He put them in a spot to win. So Michael Hage gets some recognition this week. But
he's looking great. He's looking great. He, the Canadiens have not made many poor draft picks, it's safe to say, since the new management team came in. They're a really solid scouting staff, and we just keep seeing it over and over again with all of these great performances. That's why we got to have several, not only a prospect of the week, but honorable mentions on top of it.
3 honorable mentions today. That's just a testament to the prospect pool, right? There's certain teams that we'd have to scrounge for a prospect of the week, but we're bountiful here, right? There's plenty to go around. So the shows last 40 minutes when we wanted them to last 15, but hey, we got lots to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. So that's how it works over here. Yeah.
I gotta get at her here and get the turkey basted, ready to go. I think it's 4 hours cook time, so
time to
we better wrap her up there, sir.
Absolutely. Well, we've covered it all for this week. We appreciate you tuning in. Let us know in the comments what you're thankful for. Plenty to be thankful for right now, especially if you're a Habs fan. So keep tuning in. Friday, we're going to have a regular prospect show previewing the 2025 draft class, and we'll be back again next week with our regular Habs show. This is the Sick Podcast, Recruits Draftcast. I'm producer Shane. He's Grant McCagg. For everybody in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. For everybody in the States, you're welcome to celebrate anyways. You know what? We don't discriminate. You're one of us as well. So thank you all for tuning in, and enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast, Recruits Draftcast on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.